The following program is rated E.
Hey everyone, I'm backstage with my friend, okay? The audience doesn't know this, but they are about to get a huge surprise today, right? Shh, we don't want to say anything. All right, Santa, let's get the show started. Today on Cityline, we've got Chef Randy and Chef Dev using their noggins for our last-minute Christmas special.
But the secret ingredient is the...
Eggnog!
Secret ingredient.
Eggnog recipes from true connoisseurs.
As a child, I would stand outside the fridge and chug it by the carton. This is body by eggnog.
Then frozen food hacks so you're always ready for a holiday feast.
I wouldn't so much call this cooking. It's definitely not chefing. We are heating.
Yes.
And making it pretty and delicious.
And later, time is running out to cross every name off that list.
There is still time. It feels late, but with a few creative ideas, you can make people feel really special still.
It's Cityline with Tracy Moore.
Did everyone have a shot before the show? Is that what it is? I like it. Welcome to Cityline. All right, everyone, time is ticking. You need more hours in the day to finish up everything on your list for the holidays. We've got you covered. It's our last-minute Christmas special. Yes, it is. But before we get to that, did you all know that Holiday Haul was a few weeks ago and we gave away huge prizes and tons of surprises? Like the audience that week was so lucky, right? Well, guess what? We have one big prize left over. Do you want it? Do you want it? Okay. I can't tell you about it yet, but it is big and it is coming up, all right? You all deserve it. You were very enthusiastic today. We're kicking this episode off with Chef Randy and Chef Dev in the kitchen, where we're going to do some last-minute cooking for the holidays. All right, Chef Randy, what are we making?
Oh, Tracy, we are kicking it off with everybody's favorite holiday drink. It is homemade nog.
Oh, yeah.
So delicious. You can give it away as a present.
That's nice.
But you're probably going to keep it yourself.
Because it's that good.
It's that darn good.
You're going to want it all to yourself, and you're not alone in the kitchen. We've got Chef Dev here because he is going to take some of that nog and do something else with it. So I'm not even going to tell them what it is yet.
I love eggnog.
Yeah, tell them how much you love eggnog before we get started.
As a child, I would stand outside the fridge and chug it by the carton. This is body by eggnog.
Body by
That
eggnog.
right there, that is a dairy commercial right there. Look at this guy.
His eggnog. Okay. So if we wanted to make this at home and not
Yes.
maybe buy it in the carton at the grocery store, what are we doing?
Okay, so number one, we have to understand what is nog.
What is nog?
Nog is a drink that is made
Do you
by
know the answer to
whisking
this?
eggs. I
Okay.
Googled it.
Good for you.
Yes, and it is usually alcoholic, so we are definitely going to do that. And we need the entire egg. So we've got 6 egg whites and 6 egg yolks, and Dev is going to whisk up the whites to a stiff
I am?
peak. Yes, you
Oh,
are.
okay.
Very
Put it to work.
aggressively, right? I've got the egg yolks here, and they both have 1/3 of a cup of maple sugar.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to help kind of aerate them
sugar.
as well. Now, you can use white sugar. You could use maple syrup. You could use
Okay.
anything you want. This is just kind of dehydrated maple syrup, so it's extra flavor.
Nice.
Then we have a 1.5 cups of whole milk.
Yep.
And a 1.5 cups of 35% cream.
Okay, that's a lot of milk.
It's a
Milky,
little-
creamy.
This is the holiday season,
It's
and it's
nog.
getting cold outside. You got to bulk up a little bit, right, Dad? So we're going to go aggressive with the cinnamon because it can really take it because it has all that fat inside of there. And we
Beautiful.
also have to do, you know, the nutmeg. That is a
Yeah.
course. And
Did you get me a smaller bowl, by the way?
listen, that was the biggest bowl we had. It'll work faster. You'll get there faster with a smaller bowl. Trust me. You're almost there.
What do you got there?
Vanilla. And
Yeah.
I want you to go extra hard. I want your grandma to jump out of her chair and be like, that's too much.
Yes.
Double the vanilla in every recipe.
Double,
Always.
triple.
Double the garlic, not in this recipe, but double the vanilla, double the garlic, yeah.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
And so then we bring our mixture up to 185. Dev, you almost there?
So it's very specific. Why do you
'Cause
need
I
it to
need
be? He's like biceps. Why do you need it to be 185?
Because that's kind of the temperature we want to temper these eggs. So we're just going to put a little bit in with the egg yolks. And so what this does is just a little bit of time. He's doing 2 hands.
This
Look
is
at
amazing.
this. Look at this.
I guess I could do something, but
And then
why?
by
You've
doing
got it under
this
control.
way, you don't scramble the egg yolks. So now that we've kind of tempered them and they're in, now they can go back in. Whoa.
So we're not trying to do scrambled eggs.
So we're definitely not making scrambled
Here,
eggnog.
give me that.
You
Yeah.
wanna take that?
I should do
tempering.
something.
That is called
A
tempering.
classic culinary technique.
Tempering.
And now everybody's tempered and feeling good inside of there. The cinnamon's hitting hard. Dev?
I'm not going to the gym today.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Is
That's a
it
lot
a
of work.
stiff or
I
is it
should have set a
soft peak?
workout on my watch right now.
I think you're there. What do you-
It's getting there.
Medium.
Can you put it over my head?
No.
You can't?
No, I'll have to reshoot this.
I don't think you
You
gotta
don't
try.
want him to do that.
That's a classic tip, trick actually. We would hold it over our head.
This
to
is
show
what
that
you
it-
all are doing in the kitchen while we're
Yeah.
waiting for our meal.
But this, no, not yet, man.
Let me see.
Not yet.
Let me see. I'll put it over your head. Let me see.
Not
Oh,
yet.
no, it's not ready! Okay.
Oh, my
I was nervous. That's good.
Thanks,
Good.
bro.
Very well done.
Now what
Dev.
we're gonna do is just let that melt inside. We're gonna kill the heat. So everyone that's afraid of like uncooked egg whites, it's not true. There's a little bit of heat in there, and that's gonna cook them down.
Okay.
Then what we're gonna do is add the alcohol because it is an alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks it's eggnog and rum, and it is definitely not. We are using Canadian whiskey, and we want to use.
Tell me why you go with whiskey versus rum.
Because I feel like it's a bit like rum is too sweet and we're putting
Yeah.
sugar in anyways, and so therefore we don't want to put any more sugar.
Fair.
So the rye is going to give it a bit more of a kick.
Oh, and you're pouring us drinks. That's
you know,
nice.
Or a drink, you know. And then what we need to do is refrigerate this for an hour and a half minimum, and what you
Okay.
get is light, frothy, airy, and creamy. Give it a little shake,
very
but check this
nice.
out.
See, I would chug it from that vessel.
That's
You can do
what
that.
you would do. Take it out of the fridge
I
and have at it.
look at this.
That's beautiful.
Oh, Tracy.
So, is the reason why you put a little whiskey in the glass because, like, the kids can have, like, maybe the non-whiskey version, and then you
Sure.
can put the whiskey version in your own
You
glass?
can.
Okay.
Or I just thought you liked whiskey.
Beautiful.
I'll take it.
And I definitely want to be using that in my recipe.
That's good.
That is.
I'm not an eggnogger. It's good. Okay, Chef Dev, you're going to take this. You're going to level up because you're going to use that eggnog to make what?
Easy recipe for the holidays. If
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of time and you have
This
some
is really
stale
good.
bread, we're going to do a quick eggnog bread pudding. So to get started on that, we are going to, I'm whisking again.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
You can make him do some work too, Dev.
Chef Randy is
Yes,
actually
sir.
going to make our caramel. So while we're doing this, I'm going to get some brown sugar in here. We have our eggs. Of course, you want to beat the eggs first.
Yeah.
I put a pinch of salt in everything. Fun spices that are going in, cardamom. We have cinnamon,
Yes.
nutmeg, and allspice, very warm spices, things that I love. And I love this smell. If this was a body spray, I would wear this, right?
Holiday
I think we're onto
flavors.
something. We'll
I
talk
think
after.
I do. So we want to whisk this all together, break up that brown sugar. While this is happening, we have a caramel going. And when we add our thank you so much.
No problem.
Take you home and
Perfectly
you can help
timed
me.
with my dad.
So we're making a caramel. We're not shaking it around too much, but Chef Randy's going to help me by adding in some cream, some vanilla, and some butter.
Do you start with the butter?
I typically go butter.
Yes.
And then I drop the temperature down as well.
Can you hand me your fancy spatula over there, mate?
The
Very
sprinkles.
nice.
The sprinkles. So, because we're nice and caramelized, we go in with the butter, and you're starting to see some foam. That's going to bring the temperature down right away and kind of stop the cooking process.
And we've taken the heat off right now, but you might want to turn it on just a little bit
Yeah,
low.
I'll give you a little action here.
Ideally, want to use a whisk at this point, but Chef Randy is a professional.
No, it's going to make it happen.
can
So he's going to make it
handle it.
happen. So
Okay.
into here, we have our spices, we have our eggs, we have some milk going in, but the secret ingredient is the
Eggnog.
secret ingredient in the building.
Oh,
So this is going to go in here. And then what we do is we have some day-old bread.
Yeah.
Chef, you could slice them, but I also have a ton already. But if you want to slice up some bread for me, that'd be great.
Watch this.
And what we're gonna do is we're going to.
Okay, I'm gonna let him slice it, and then I'll show them what it looks like, just because.
Yeah.
This is what you're going for. Now, like, if bread lasts a day in our house, we're lucky because we are bread monsters. But this is such a good thing to do with bread. What kind of bread is this?
This is brioche that we're using right now,
brioche.
and it's delicious.
That's so
And you want a nice
good.
big.
Someone started
Nice
clapping.
big, yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah, we like
brioche. Yes.
This is brioche.
That's beautiful.
Caramel's coming together. We're gonna come in with some heavy cream.
Nice.
This is something that might be a little bit tricky to time if you're being filmed while you do it, but that's okay.
But you're
and then,
a pro.
And then, of
He's
course,
got
we're
it
gonna
under
add in
Some vanilla.
a lot of vanilla.
A lot of vanilla.
A lot of vanilla.
Double.
And now
Nice.
this is all gonna come
This is
together.
actually coming together.
So what I'm gonna do is put this out in right over here and
Okay.
just pour the mixture over so you can take a look.
So he actually greased the pan there that the bread pudding is
Oh,
in, just
Tracy
so
did
that
too.
you can get it out afterwards
With
when it's done.
unsalted butter. This is so simple.
Look at
So get the
this.
kids to do this.
It's gonna be ooey gooey good.
It's gonna be insane, and you can't really mess this up, right, Chef Randy?
Well,
No, we didn't do it. You nailed this.
No, I'm
That's-
talking about the bread pudding.
Oh, I thought you meant the caramel sauce. Freaking out over here. Yeah, no, the bread pudding. This is exactly the perfect thing to do with your leftover bread.
Before the
leftovers. Come
segment,
on.
we're like working out the timing, like when does the show start? I need 8 minutes for the caramel.
you have 30 seconds. How are you feeling?
We're gonna make it happen. This is what we
Okay.
do. We're professionals.
All right.
So that's there.
Yeah.
We have a finished one already in the oven. I'm gonna pull that out and show everybody what it looks like.
I cannot wait.
And look how
to see
gorgeous this
This
is.
is stunning.
Very, very hot. And then we already have our finished caramel over here.
Yes.
And then we have our salted
Oh
caramel.
my gosh. That's amazing. We need to get a beautiful shot of that, so I'm going to restrain myself from trying it until we can get that beautiful after shot. These chefs, thank you, Randy,
Gorgeous.
thank you, Dev. They're going to be back again with some more cooking. They're a dynamic duo. Let's go to break. We have more coming up. So good. Stay with us. Coming up, how to be ready to entertain surprise holiday drop-ins. Yes.
You don't have to run to the store and spend a lot of money. This is a way to dive into your freezer and use things that you already have.
Welcome back to Cityline. So we've got our professional chefs on the show today, but we all know all of you aren't professional chefs in the kitchen. I know I'm not. I can't cook like Randy and Devan. So we've got easy, non-chefy ideas for your holiday dinner with Leigh Ann Allaire Perrault. Yes! And I love that this idea kind of came from Mommy.
It did.
Right?
So both of my parents were kind of expert entertainers, but on the fly. They owned a catering company years ago, and I remember distinctly growing up, especially around this time of year, the doorbell would ring, and where most people would turn off the lights and hit the floor, they would
me.
open the door and welcome people in and begin the process of putting together the most outrageously beautiful spread of food. My mom would be in the kitchen while she's chatting with everyone. My dad would be behind the bar mixing cocktails like Tom Cruise in the movie Cocktail.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite like awe-inspiring to see how they made people feel so welcome and could make something out of nothing.
I think that's amazing. I mean, if anyone were to take a look at any of these dishes here, you're going to think, oh my gosh, catered, or she made these from scratch. They're all from the freezer.
From the freezer. So
All
I
of
may
them.
not have inherited my gourmet gene from my parents.
Yeah.
But I did inherit the gene of turning the nothing into something.
Yes.
And really it just comes down to creativity and presentation.
Yeah.
So Dev and Randy, look away, please. Because
This isn't for you.
Because I wouldn't
is
so
for
much
us.
call this cooking. It's definitely not chefing. We are heating.
Yes.
And making it pretty and delicious. Which checks the
Amazing.
boxes for the holidays.
Toasting and heating, that's what we're doing.
So I first want to call out that I think it is important this time of year, as most people already do. They buy those staples, the
Yeah.
cheese, the crackers, the nuts, and you have them on hand because that is the fastest and easiest way to throw together that charcuterie board
Yes.
when people pop by. And it's the perfect, like, I call those my neighbor staples.
Yeah.
When somebody comes to the door and they have like a bottle of wine and you're like, come in, and you can
Yeah.
quickly put something together.
A killer cheese board
A
can go a
killer
long
cheese-
way while you figure out what's next.
Or how do I make them leave
What am I
faster?
doing?
Right. So this is where you can dive into the freezer.
Yes.
Especially maybe you have a day's notice. Somebody's like, I'm going to be in the neighborhood. They send you a text. I'd love to pop by.
Yes.
You don't have to run to the store and spend a lot of money. We're all trying to keep those grocery bills under wraps.
Yes.
So this is a way to dive into your freezer and use things that you already have, such as frozen meatballs. I think that
Okay.
this tends to be a staple for a lot of people.
Yeah.
As well as frozen tater tots.
Tater tots.
I love me some tater tots. Now, you can also do this with hash browns. You could even do this with French fries, because what we're going to start by doing is putting our frozen tater tots into a muffin tin here. And you're going to put 2, I'm using this is a small muffin tin. If you have a bigger muffin tin, put 3.
Yeah.
And just fill that up. And if the instructions on the freezer bag call for 20 minutes to bake them, do them for 10. You're going to
Okay.
pull them out, and then you're going to take a spoon, and when they're soft, you're going to mush them into little tater tot cups, because this will
Okay.
become the base for your appetizer. So then what we are going to do is we are going to take a little bit of ketchup. So now it's like fries and ketchup. We're going to add the meatball. So it's burgers and fries now. This is my burger and fry bite.
Yep.
You're going to put on a little piece of cheese, fill your tray back up with these, and put them under the broiler just for a minute to melt that cheese. And when it comes out, grab a little skewer with a pickle on top, and now you've got the little mini burger and fry bite.
Little sliders.
So cute!
They're so cute.
They're cute and they're delicious.
They're very good.
Because I also think that appetizers don't need to be bougie.
Yeah.
You want them, like, I love the comfort food element, which is what all of these are, including frozen pizza.
Okay,
I
so
think-
most of us have one of these in the freezer.
Right.
You might pop it in if the kids want a lunch, or if you're just feeling like you want something easy breezy to do, and you can even add your own stuff onto it.
Absolutely, and that's one of the best hacks to turn this into gourmet, is
Yeah.
to add all of your pantry items, extra like fancy cheeses
Yeah,
onto
yeah.
this, some herbs, or you can just keep it as is. You're going to also put this in the oven for half of the instructed time. So if it says 10 minutes, only put it for 5. Let it
Okay.
get soft, but not to the point where the edges start to get crispy, because then what you're going to do is you're going to take it out and roll your pizza into almost like a little log, like Chris
Okay.
Holiday log.
Yeah.
And that way you can then start by just carving out little pinwheels. See what these look like? Don't those look so cute?
Yeah.
And then just put a little toothpick in them and serve them with a side of marinara sauce as little appetizer dippers.
Look at
And now
that.
you've taken a triangle slice of pizza, which would have been not that exciting for your guests, but elevated it into something that looks gourmet. Simple.
Anything you pinwheel looks
Anything.
better. Pinwheel
I'm
anything,
here
and
for
it
the
all of a
pinwheel.
sudden is elevated. I feel like I'm looking at chicken and waffles.
You are looking
Is
at
that what's happening right now?
delicious chicken and waffles. Now,
So
we
good.
are a family that every Sunday we actually make our own waffles and French toast and
Nice.
freeze it so we have it for throughout the week. Frozen works perfect. If you've got a box of
Yeah.
frozen waffles, you're going to cut your waffles into 4s. If you have rounds, this works too. Just little triangles of waffles.
Yeah.
And you're going to place them all on a platter. Take your chicken nuggets that have been frozen in the freezer. Drop them in a little mixture of your favorite barbecue sauce with some hot sauce. So get it nice and coated. So this almost creates a buffalo chicken vibe. This also will help to mask the fact that they're a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
Because nobody needs
Give
to
us some
know,
flavor.
Right? Place that right on top, and then a little bit of chives, or again, any herb you have just makes it look next level.
Yeah.
And then you can drizzle this with syrup. Or you can go that extra step and try to look like you know what you're doing, and buy these like little mini pipettes, and these have syrup in them. So I've just syringe kind of syrup into them, and then you just drop that in the side.
That's so
So you
cool.
can put a little syrup. Your guests can put it on with every bite.
Oh, I
sweet,
love it.
spicy, delicious.
Where do you get those little pipettes? Do you know?
Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon.
Good to know.
Yes.
Good to know.
I know we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take you through some frozen pasta. If you've got raviolis, you're going to cook these al dente. So boil them al dente. Drop them into some egg. So I've got some beaten up eggs in here, and basically just your egg bath. Then you're going to drop them into a little mixture of breadcrumbs. Or if you don't have breadcrumbs, you're going to go back into that holiday pantry because you've bought the fancy crackers, and you're going to crumble those up and use that as a coating with a little Parmesan cheese. Put these on a little tray, drop those in the air fryer for about 5 minutes. They become these light, crispy, delicious little pops in your mouth because these are cheese filled. And then I just put a little marinara sauce in a shot glass, put them on skewers, and we've elevated freezer pasta.
Amazing. And we all have freezer pasta.
Delish.
Thanks to your mommy and daddy for all these incredible ideas. You did great there. Let's go to break. We have more coming up. Stay with us. Coming up, a gift guide for last-minute shoppers.
You know I love shopping local. And
Yes.
let's be honest, if you're still shopping right now, the shipping is not going to work for you. You need to go in a store.
Welcome back, my friends. Okay, how many of us are a little behind on our Christmas shopping? Are you behind? I'm always behind. I mean, you know, it's okay. You don't have to worry because we've got a bunch of last-minute creative ideas that are still really thoughtful. Sarah Gunn is here. She's going to help us out. So we're going to put together some gifts that aren't just the stuff that we picked up from the gas station or the pharmacy. Like, you're going to put together real gifts because you still have time to make them thoughtful.
You really do. Yeah, there is still time. It feels late, but with a few creative ideas, you can make people feel really special still.
So what do you suggest we do?
First up, it's experiences. You know, when I ask my kids what they want for Christmas, they say nothing.
They're
which
good
is
boys.
So helpful.
They're good boys.
Yeah, we don't need anything. And they're right.
Yeah.
So why not, like, think about the people on your list and their interests. If they like cooking, get them cooking classes. If they want to learn how to dance, do some dance lessons. My kids are very different.
Yeah.
Cooper's into hockey, so he got a gift
Yes.
certificate for hockey lessons, hockey coaching.
Yeah.
Jacob's really into Model UN. So I actually booked him to compete at a conference in Toronto. And then you can make a little certificate, pair it with a little gift. So that's a gavel to go with Jacob.
Bam!
Right? Very official.
He's serious with
so
his...
they're still unwrapping something. You still put it in a box and wrap it.
Yeah.
So they still get that experience as well. But it's a more meaningful gift, I think, when they don't want anything.
I think that's a beautiful thing. You can do family experiences as well, but that's great. Now, you also say that you can still personalize things.
Absolutely. Like, practical gifts are really, really great this time of year, especially this year more than any other year. When you have kids, teenagers asking for groceries, university students for gifts, you know that practical gifts are okay. Grocery
need
cards. Yes, gas gift certificates. Anything that's going to make winter easy. Offer to shovel someone's driveway for them. Gift certificate for a dinner out, you know, and offer babysitting. And just be really specific with your timing if you're offering gifts of service so people will take you up on it. Or get creative and make something practical. We all have these bags that we're bringing with us everywhere. I always have one in my purse, right?
Yeah.
And you can personalize them with really, really fun details. And this is probably the easiest DIY I've ever done. So those patterns, I didn't design those. Those are actually in the Cricut design space already ready to go.
Okay.
And then you just cut them with your little Cricut. This is the Joy Extra. My only tip is, because these are iron-on, is that you have to do the writing backwards. So you flip it over when you put it on and iron it on, okay? So you just set it in place, measure it, please. If you're not on television doing this, measure it at home, tape it if you need to. And then you're just gonna hold down the press for 30 seconds, okay? And then you're gonna end up with the design. Once it's cool, you peel it off. And there's so many fun patterns and designs. They're so cute.
So now you have a personalized canvas bag, a personalized tote.
Right, and you can give those
You can
as the
do
gift itself.
names.
You could do names on
Yes.
there, and you can fill them with practical gifts. Like I love socks.
I love my job, haha, just kidding.
Yeah.
That's what the sock said, I didn't say that. Friends don't make friends hang out.
Go away, I'm introverting. So whatever fits their
so
personality,
cute.
you could put those in there. If people love Christmas movies as much as you and I do, you could do a mug with some hot chocolate tea.
That's nice.
Cozy pajamas, just again, practical things in there as well.
I have a friend of mine who's a single mom, and she gets her friends to get her girls gift cards for lunch.
Yep.
You know, so
I
they
love
can
that.
go grab their lunch. Lunch is going to add up at the end of the year. So practical gifts, especially now, if there was ever a time to get people practical gifts, it's now.
It's now.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So I love that idea. What else you got over there?
Okay, well, you know I love shopping local. And
Yes.
let's be honest, if you're still shopping right now, the shipping is not going to work for you. You need to go in a store and buy something.
Go local.
So go to your local stores. You know, you're making someone's dream come true. They need our support more than ever. I own my own little business. I know it's tough out there. So you're making someone's dream come true, and you're also finding unique gifts you won't find anywhere else. So I've got a few of my favorites from, I live in Oakville, so I've got some here of my favorite shops, and I'm going to start off with Retro Festive.
Nice.
Because we have a tradition in our house where only 2 out of the 4 kids usually do it, but I blind taste test gross, disgusting candy cane flavors. So you've got bacon.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sour cream and onion.
I'm okay.
How about a little macaroni and cheese?
No.
Last year it was hot dog, and it was so gross, but it's hilarious and it's fun.
Yeah.
They also have really fun themed gifts if you have, like, we love watching TV in our house. So,
Yes.
you know, Golden Girls, or if you're a Yellowstone fan, I thought this was hilarious. Sort of sweet, sort of Beth Dutton. I feel like I can relate to that. You know, every kind of show. Ted Lasso's a big favorite in our house,
I
too.
love that show.
And really hilariously ugly
Well,
Christmas
isn't
sweaters.
that just elegant?
Right?
It's gross. But that's what a holiday sweater is supposed to be.
I love it so much.
Very nice.
And then there's a spa in Oakville called North Medical Spa that I love. So, of course, you could book someone a treatment. That's an absolute dream.
Yes.
But you could do a little spa at home package. So, scented candle, face masks, some beautiful serums. And then that's a gift where they can treat themselves at home, which, again, we could all use a little bit of that.
I love that. That's a great idea. Finally, you're really good at antiquing.
I love antique shopping. You know, and you can find so many great things to use as gifts there if you pair it with something else. So this is meant for the kitchen. This is some sort of mold. I'm sure the guys can tell us what this is for. I have no idea. But you can fill it with greenery. I like to look for alternatives to vases because they're really inexpensive and they're really pretty. So the tin in front of us, get a sweet little plant and tuck it in there. And you've got a really personalized, sweet little gift.
That's beautiful.
It's cute.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, to keep the gifting going, how about something for the audience? Would you want a gift now? Beast Lab is an interactive play set that empowers kids to create and unleash an electronic action figure. It has over 80 light sounds, bringing the experiment to life. It is valued at $110, and you're all taking one home, courtesy of the Toy Insider. Make sure to watch her full toy roundup on cityline.tv. Enjoy that. Let's go to break. More coming up. Coming up, our dueling chefs return with more seasonal snacks.
You want to race?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
We're ready to
let's
do a
go.
funnel.
This is my kind of race.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. We are in the kitchen with chefs Devan and Randy, super talented, and we are making lazy holiday pairings. So, what, are you offended by the lazy part?
No, I was just impressed that you complimented us. It's so kind of you.
Oh my gosh, I do it all the time. Why are you making it seem like I don't compliment you?
They don't. They may not know us how to know.
No, I tell them they're fantastic all the time. I coddle them like toddlers. I
do.
really do. They're fantastic. I do. Okay, so this time we've got a different pairing. We were working with Eggnog before. What are we doing this time?
I wanted to keep this as simple as possible, but make it very exciting, and
Yeah.
also bring something that's a little bit familiar, but a little bit different at the same time.
Okay.
So we're taking a little bit of inspiration from shrimp cocktail.
Yes.
So we have some pre-cooked shrimp here. Now I have to tell you, this is not something that I purchase very often.
Okay.
Okay, but this is simple, and we want to keep it really easy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to pair it with like 12 other ingredients.
And the little shrimp are nice. They're a little pop. They're a little
Nothing wrong
sweeter.
with
They're
them.
beautiful. Yeah.
Nice and fresh. So we're going to
Yeah.
get a few ingredients in there. Chef, avocado.
Oh,
I'm going to
yes,
get Chef to do that for me. Into here, let's put some classic stuff that we recognize, like the horseradish.
Yep.
That would go into here like a cocktail.
Yeah.
We have mayonnaise and we have ketchup. And these are pretty standard, but a lot of big flavors going on here. And then what I'm going to add in is a bit of salt. This is Kashmiri red chili powder, which is like
Nice.
one of my favorites.
Is it going to be hot? Is there
It's
heat?
not just, I mean, my hot may not be your hot.
It'll be
Yeah.
hot to me.
It'll be hot to Randy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's also, it's more vibrant and more flavorful.
All right.
Black pepper for the flavor. We also have a little bit of garlic powder going in here.
Nice.
I'm also gonna add in some celery. Now, we're trying to make this lazy and simple, so you can
Yeah.
omit or keep out any of these ingredients if you want.
They're all so good together.
Dill goes in there, and then we need
Yeah.
fresh lemon juice as well. So this is gonna go in. I'm gonna get you to mix this together
Sure.
while we talk about our crispy vessel.
Oh,
And if you're
yeah.
not doing the shrimp cocktail recipe,
Yeah.
then you can do truffled mushrooms on top of here. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, now you're speaking about language.
So we have a papadum here, right? So this
Yes.
is essentially could be made of lentils, tapioca starch, rice flour could be in here, besan, chickpea flour could be in here. There's all different types.
Yeah.
These ones have
Cardamom.
no
Cumin.
cumin. These ones have cumin. So this
Yeah.
is like a Jira version.
I wasn't even looking up, that's
yeah,
why.
all good, all good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna place this down into the oil. and
This
place a
is the fun
spoon
part.
on top of it, and it's just gonna puff right up and get really nice and crispy
that's
on
like
us.
magic.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we
really,
go.
really simple.
That's
And it's gonna
cool.
spread out a little bit more.
Okay.
And it's just gonna take about 7 to 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Then at this point, what I wanna do is I'm going to simply drain the oil off it. You don't have to use your finger at home. It's totally fine.
Unless you want to
Just
flex,
showing
eh,
off,
Dev?
really.
You can just kind of do this. And then what we're gonna do is remove this, and it's beautiful. This is such a crispy, crunchy vessel.
It's crispy, crunchy, but it's so light.
That's
Light,
it.
Right?
It's
It's
perfect
nice
for
and
almost
light.
anything.
It's got
you
great
can put
flavor.
anything on
Yes.
there. It'll suck up if there's a bit of moisture and it still stays crispy. It's gorgeous.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Now you can serve a whole dish in here if you wanted to, but what I do for this appetizer, and thank you for mixing that together,
No problem.
is once it chills, like this is 2 pieces right now.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the shrimp cocktail that we made,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna place this on top. And we have some avocado there, Chef.
Yes, Chef.
We can add some
That's
avocado
nice.
on top of here.
Yes.
And this is a very simple canapé that you can do. And I also prepared some at the back that I want to show you.
Oh,
so
good stuff.
look how pretty and how
Comes
neat
together
this
quick.
looks, right?
Beautiful.
It's very
That's very
simple for
nice.
everybody to do.
Nice.
And then,
Yeah. Some more you want to say?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when people are like, wow, how'd you learn to do that? Like, yo, chefdev.ca.
That's what you're going to tell
Yeah,
them, huh?
yeah.
All right. That looks beautiful. Now, we've been doing lazy pairings, as I said, and we're pairing this with what, Chef?
Well, I don't know if it's the exact pairing and if it goes perfectly, but I will argue that mulled wine pairs with everything.
So it's mulled wine, which would not be the first thing on my list to pair with this,
With
but you're
shrimp,
saying it works.
It totally works. Do you know
Okay.
why? Because this is
Why?
the season you can get away with mulled wine. And when people get out of their vehicles in your driveway, they can smell the mulled wine.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what's going on in there? That smells like a good time. And then you hit them with the shrimp, and they're like, everyone likes shrimp cocktails. Now you're like
Yes.
2 for 2.
Okay,
right?
all
In the
right. We're
entertaining
in. Mulled
district.
wine and everything. Mulled
Mulled
wine and
wine.
mac and cheese. Mulled wine and grilled cheese. Mulled wine and shrimp.
If it's on the stove, it's gonna go.
It's good.
Dev asked me, what do you do with the leftovers? I said,
There's
I don't know.
no
I don't have a
leftovers.
clue, right? So what you want to start with?
I did
Like,
ask.
it's never happened.
I did ask.
And this is a great thing to start, early in the day if you want your house to smell nice all day long, right? So that's
Yes.
fantastic. So we've got 2 bottles of
Oh,
wine
cool.
here. Normally, I would use something I like to drink, right?
Yeah.
Because I like my guests. If you don't like your guests, just get that bottle from the basement that's been sitting there that,
It's
it's
dusty.
like, dusty, and it's kind of like, I don't know what that stuff is. It doesn't really have a label on it. It's got it came from a weird place. Use that because we're going to flavor it up. So, you want to race?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
We're gonna do
let's
a funnel.
go. This is my kind of
3,
race.
2, 1. Oh!
That's a lot of wine.
You have to.
I'm Canadian, so I say it's a tie.
There you
We
go.
both get a Medal of Honor.
We're both
of
going to get a
you.
vote for that one for
Yes.
sure. Funneling's always fun. Okay, so now we've got the wine. We put it on the stove. We do not want it to simmer. We want just below, so nice and warm. Like,
Okay.
think of it as a red wine hug. We're going to go 3 sticks of cinnamon, which is a good time. We've got 3 cubes of sugar.
Sugar?
And I don't know why the cubes taste better and look better, but like, for some reason,
cute.
They're
They
cute,
just do.
right? They just were
Yeah.
having fun in here now, right? Star anise,
Star anise, yeah.
which is 2, maybe 3. Do you like that one?
Sure.
Little
I only like it
licorice?
in a mulled wine, to be honest with you. I wouldn't,
Really?
because it's licoricey, right?
Yeah.
It's not a flavor I lean
I
towards.
use it
You
a
love
lot.
it?
And
I
you don't
love
necessarily taste it really. I see my people in the audience.
Yeah, they're like, absolutely, yes, with the star anise.
You don't need a lot of it, so.
Okay.
No, it's my thing. I like a little bit of background. Cloves, not really my thing, but has to happen.
I'm
Has
okay
to
with
happen.
cloves. I'm okay
and
with
this is
cloves.
one of these things that they kind of like, are you gonna bend this recipe? I was like, you cannot bend this recipe. It's the
Okay.
classic. It's got to go down this way. This is the way it has to happen
Yeah.
in the house. And then cardamom, whole pods,
Elaichi.
little citrus
Nice.
in there, a little nice. You can go
What do you
heavier
call
on
it?
that.
Dev?
Elaichi.
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 You want to give me a
She
slicey
knows.
slice?
Yes, of course.
So we're gonna go half an orange, and you can be real rough with it, Dev. Real thin as
Oh,
well.
so
just
Half
rough
a
chop your-
lemon, Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
like
right,
the
the
pinwheels in
fruit.
case somebody gets one in their cup, it kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
But then the zest of the seeds, the whole 9 yards. And you could strain this, but that's not the fun. The fun is actually getting all the stuff in the cup.
Yeah.
So now we let that sit for a minimum of 10 minutes, but you can have this going all day long. You can throw this into a crock pot. This
Ooh,
is a
this smells
warm
good.
hug party. So here, oh my God. Just
That's some
right up
good
the
stuff.
nose, right up the nose.
The mulled wine facial.
It just punches you in the face, right? So then I just get a measuring cup because I feel like ladles like kind of spill a bit too much.
Yeah.
And if you are drinking this in the AM, Tracy, like, you know, then you know what you need.
My breakfast wine.
It kind of pairs perfectly in a mug.
And he put it in my Cityline mug, bless you. Very good. Cheers to you. Thank you, chefs. Did they do amazing?
Thank you.
Ooh, that's boozy. All the recipes made today are on cityline.tv. Okay, how about another giveaway for the audience? I don't know. Do you want another giveaway? The Grange of Prince Edward is one of the longest-running wine producers in Prince Edward County's wine country. Located on 135 acres, the estate has some of the most significant vineyard plants in the area. Their new fall releases are the 2022 County Chardonnay, Gamay, and Pinot Noir. And all of you are receiving a voucher to go get your very own bottle of vino. And a complimentary tasting at the winery, which is amazing. Enjoy that, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. Coming up, we're going to learn a whole new kind of giving. That is, what is reverse regifting?
Well, I love the audience reaction. I was like, no, and very interested. I just made it up. Oh.
Got a question for you. Have you ever regifted something? Absolutely. Okay, there are some gifts you've received that maybe weren't your favorite, but have you ever heard of reverse regifting? Have you heard of reverse regifting? Okay, me neither. Leigh Ann Allaire Perrault is back to explain what that is. What is reverse regifting?
Well, I love the audience reaction. I was like, no, and very interested. I just made it up. Oh. It's the fancy title that I've given to my regifting process.
Okay.
And the reverse comes, and I love that you said, have you ever received something that hasn't been your favorite?
Right.
The whole concept of reverse regifting is to start with things that are your favorite things that you're going to give people, not the stuff that you got from people that you didn't love.
Yeah.
You are going to go and purchase things that you would normally buy yourself as small indulgences throughout the year and stash them away so that you truly are giving things that you love. Maybe they're not going to love it, and maybe they regift it, but at least you can story tell with it.
Yes.
And it gives that personal connection to the item. And the reverse comes in the new year. For anything that's left in the bin for those dropping guests that maybe you didn't have a gift for that are still in here and they're items that you already used, you get to gift them to yourself. And that's the ultimate reverse.
Perfect. And you already know that you love them.
Yes.
You only bought stuff that you love.
That's exactly it. So the whole concept with this is, again, this is something that my mom used to do. I learned this from her.
She's a genius.
She literally was the OG Martha Stewart, I just have to say. Love you, Mom. But she used to keep a bin in the linen closet that had all of the little extra gifties for, again, that dreaded ding-dong sound where Cousin Eddie shows up from the Griswolds. We all know the movie, right? The unexpected guests that bring you something, or the neighbor that stops by and passes that dusty, re-gifted bottle of wine through the door. And you go, oh, just a second, I have something for you too. And you run upstairs and you've got your little bin. So she had her little bin in the linen closet of goodies. And she had a bin with all of the gift wrapping goodies as well. And it was all gift bags that were non-specific to the holiday, with the tissue paper. She even went as far as to have the blank cards on the ready to like write something really quick and tuck it in. And here's what I've done to kind of like up the ante, if you will, a little bit, because I really love this concept of giving something that you love. Again, the personal connection. These are all items in this bin of items that I use throughout the year that I consider small daily indulgences.
Lovely.
I really and truly love everything. Starting with, let's go with this. This is a little packet, so this is for the neighbor that stops by with the bottle of wine. I might grab this and my favorite candle and put this into a gift bag.
Nice.
And what I've already done ahead of time is written a little note, and it's a generic note. It's not to the person, because we don't know who we're giving any of these items to.
Right.
But for this one,
so
do you want to read it?
These menthol and eucalyptus shower steamers are one of my favorite small daily indulgences. Place one on your shower floor and enjoy the aromatherapy.
So
And you get like that's so one of her favorite things, and you're
it's
giving
my
that to
favorite
somebody.
thing.
Yeah.
And can I show you? This is a daily indulgence that I buy in multi-packs throughout the year. So I buy a large one of these. I use them regularly, and then I open them up and I put 6 into the little packet. And the packet itself, yes, I go to extremes of saving things and collecting things, but I make a point of saving plastic packaging throughout the year. So this was an art print that I purchased that came. I can just cut off the top part, and that's what I've used to re-gift my little presentation.
Yeah.
So you can easily elevate.
That's so good.
Without a lot of waste.
I love this. You will always be prepared. And
Always.
so a lot of these things, I mean, you don't have anything that's perishable in here. You have
I
stuff.
do.
Oh, you do. Never mind.
I do, because chocolates are a great re-gift.
Oh, yeah. I'll never give them
I
a
was
chance
gonna
to perish.
say, and that's the thing.
In the belly.
This will be calling my name until the new year. But what I've done with something like this, again, thinking ahead of time, I've written a little card here, and this one says, and I'll let you hold them because you can smell from the outside the deliciousness. It
Oh
says,
my gosh, I can.
Right? So these are mint meltaways, my favorite chocolate. And the card says, so the card is blank, so I can quickly grab a pen, which I already have in my little bin, right?
You're ready.
And write, Dear Tracy, seal this and put it in and stick it on. And the card says, these locally made treats have been enjoyed by 4 generations of my family, and we hope you and your loved ones enjoy them too, the Perraults. So then you slip that in, right?
That's so thoughtful.
Right?
I have to say, the theme for today, the amount of thought that's put into the gifts, I
Right.
love that.
It is.
And then it's a consumable.
And then
so it's
January
people can
1st,
consume
when
them.
the neighbors didn't come by with the wine, then
Open it
I'm
up.
into the box and I'm eating the chocolates and
Yes.
merry holidays to me.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's the whole idea with the reverse regift. Don't
Yeah.
spend money on those little cheapy things to have as like the little extra gifts if Susie comes, but if she doesn't give you anything, you're not going to give her anything.
Right.
But you'll have something in case she does give you something.
Yeah.
Have the things that you would buy yourself anyway. That's the
beautiful.
key.
I love that. The reverse regift, made up and trademarked by Leigh Ann Allaire Perrault. Beautiful work. Let's go to break. More coming up. Stay with us. It's time. You have been so patient. You've been patient the whole show, and I feel like we can finally reveal our big surprise. Okay? Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. I bet you thought you were just coming to a regular taping of the show, am I right? Okay, but I made a call to Santa because all of you are on his nice list, and because you're all on his nice list, you're all getting tickets to fly Flair Airlines! Yes! 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 You're flying! You're flying Oh my goodness! I am so excited for you all. I'm excited that Santa had you on the nice list. All right, everyone. Stu, tell us what they've won.
You're all boarding Flair Airlines, Canada's most reliable low-fare airline that empowers all Canadians to go further for less. They're spearheading a movement this holiday season to rethink traditional gifting. Instead of giving a forgettable ordinary gift, why not give an unforgettable experience and create memories that will last a lifetime instead? With Flair's commitment to providing affordable fares for all Canadians, this means that for the cost of a pair of sandals, you could take flight with Flair to Mexico. Tracy, everyone is getting round-trip tickets for 2, and they get to choose any destination Flair Airline flies. That's 36 cities across Canada, the U.S., Mexico, and the Caribbean. Tickets are valid for all of 2024.
Santa from Flair Airlines. Last minute Christmas, come on in. Last minute Christmas doable for everyone thanks to all of the great advice from our incredible experts. We thank you so much for hanging out